Part B of question 3B of the paper for Human Resource Management, CS Part 3, Section 5, Custom Exam, 23rd November 2016 reads, assess 4 levels of training evaluation as suggested by Kirkpatrick, 1994. The question had 8 marks. Assess 4 levels of training evaluation as suggested by Kirkpatrick, 1994. 8 marks. The question required that the candidate should assess 4 levels of training evaluation as suggested by Kirkpatrick, 1994, and the question had 8 marks. So in attempting to respond to this question or provide a sample response, we should be able to provide a diagram or a pyramid that was provided by Kirkpatrick in trying to provide the 4 levels of training evaluation based on which a response can now be built up, and for each level an evaluation and assessment can be provided based on the examiner's requirement. So these evaluation levels by Kirkpatrick, Kirkpatrick suggested that there could be 4 levels of evaluating training, and this is level 1 evaluation, level 2, level 2 evaluation, level 3 evaluation, and level 4 evaluation. Level 4 evaluation. So what Kirkpatrick did, Kirkpatrick thought that when it comes to evaluating training that has taken place, there are these levels which are supposed to be used to evaluate how learners captured or got the knowledge that they got in these areas. So level 1, according to Kirkpatrick, was referred to as the reaction level. Level 2, he termed it as the learning level. Level 3 evaluation, Kirkpatrick termed this as transfer level. And the level 4, according to Kirkpatrick, was the organizational performance level. These 4 levels, according to Kirkpatrick, are arranged in such a way that when employees proceed or individuals proceed for training, after the training has taken place, deliberate measures should be put in place so that whoever was interested in this particular training, like the supervisor or the organization, should be able to gauge or assess to what level the training is relevant to the employee, to the working environment, and to what level it has achieved its objectives. So according to Kirkpatrick, the level 1 evaluation, which was referred to as reaction evaluation to training, could be done immediately after the training has taken place. And for level 1 evaluation, which is reaction, according to Kirkpatrick, employees could be given a questionnaire to fill in immediately after training, and the questions that they could be asked would be, for instance, to what level did the training meet their requirement, to what extent did they enjoy the learning, and is basically a very general response which workers can give immediately after the training. And this one is to test how relevant the training was to the needs of these particular employees. When it comes to level two, which is the learning level, employees can be given a test. For instance, if employees had been taken to a training that requires them to operate a machine, they could now be given a machine, and an experienced operator of that kind of a machine can be able to observe whether the behavior of that particular trainee or that particular individual who has gone through training meets the thresholds in terms of performance in relation to machine operation. Level 3 evaluation, which is a transfer. Kirkpatrick suggested that this level 3, which is transfer, could be done to an employee 3 to 6 months after an employee has left the training program, or the trainee has completed the training program, and this could be done in the work environment. This could be done by a supervisor. In the working environment who knew this trainee's performance before the trainee went for training and can be able to gauge 3 months to 6 months after the training took place what is the level of transfer of knowledge, skills, and attitudes that this worker has now been able to acquire and has affected the behavior of this particular employee in relation to the performance of the job they do. If it is done to a satisfactory level, then a conclusion can be arrived at that this particular training was relevant and this particular worker is able to work without minimum or no supervision and can make a contribution to the work environment. The level 4, which is called organizational performance level evaluation, is actually the level that tries to gauge whether this has translated into benefits to the organization. This is the very reason why the training was conducted, and an organization has an interest in this particular training. So this level 4 training evaluation is the level that evaluates the tangible contribution that this training investment or the return on investment on this training has for the organization that was interested in this particular training program. And by so doing, this evaluation is the one that informs the management towards making a conclusion whether there is a return on investment on training, the amount of time, the amount of resources. For instance, if an employee was taken for training and this employee works in the customer care or customer department, if there initially used to be complaints that could not be handled by this particular employee, and after the training, the organization is able to realize that complaints from customers have reduced, or if this employee was deployed in a department where quality and wastage was not up to the standard, quality was low, there was a lot of wastage of materials and resources, but after the training, the organization can now be able to save. The organization can be able to save on time, can be able to produce quality materials, can be able to have less complaints and less conflicts within the work environment. Then this is the ultimate goal for the training, and it can be concluded that this particular training has basically added value, and this kind of evaluation can be done through testing for performance targets. It can be done through performance evaluation processes where an organization arrives at a conclusion in relation to the investment and return on investment on training, and it could be concluded that the training was satisfactory, the training was relevant, the training has added value. So this is a sample response to the question that required that candidates assess 4 levels of training evaluation as suggested by Kirkpatrick, 1994. The question had 8 marks, and we have looked at the illustration in terms of the diagram we have given. We have given level 1 evaluation. which is the reaction level, level 2 evaluation, which is the learning level, level 3 evaluation, which is the transfer level, and level 4 evaluation, which is the organizational performance level, which is the one that mentions and brings in the return on investment on training. And this was the suggestion that was given by Kirkpatrick 1994 in relation to levels of training evaluation within an organization to find out the relevance and value of a given training program in relation to these training programs. So that was our sample response to question 3B.